In this lesson, we will take a look at the authentication tag within the Spring Security JSP tag library. The authentication tag grants us access to the authentication object, which is stored in the security context. The tag allows us to access that object and then display different fields on that object to our JSP file. The tag is very similar to the security context holder in that it grants us access to some of the authentication information that we have stored within Spring Security's security context. One nice feature about the tag is that if we have stored a custom implementation of the user details interface within our security context, such as the auto user class, which we have used, we are able to access those fields on that custom implementation of that interface. So let's run through a quick example. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to add the tag library to the top of our JSP page via a page directive. So I'm just going to use IntelliSense to pull out our security tags, and then we give it a prefix of SEC. Now within our page, I'm just going to first add a block that can only be accessed by those individuals who have been authenticated. So I'll use the authorized tag, and then I will just use the is authenticated expression. And that will only allow the body of the tag to be displayed when we do have an authenticated user. Now I'm going to use our authentication tag. And the authentication tag has a property attribute that allows us to point to different properties on the authentication object. So I'm going to point to the principal object on the authentication object, and I'm going to display the first name. And remember that first name is coming from our auto user. And now we'll just display the last name. And let's make sure we got some white space between them. And we'll just say, welcome back. So we'll just greet our user by their first and last name. So with that change in place, let's restart our server and we'll run through our demonstration. And we'll see how the authentication tag allows us to access the different fields on the authentication object stored within our security context. So we'll sign in. I'm going to sign in as the KBowerSox user with a password. And now if I navigate to the home page, there you see that I am prompted with a message that says, welcome back, Kevin Bowersox. So using the JSP tag library's authentication object, we were able to access the different fields in the data on the authentication object and easily display them to our JSP file.